Have you seen this crazy, hyper-realistic looking cop game yet? Yes, of course. We covered it. I'm very excited for it. I don't give a shit that this is like police brutality simulator or whatever. Like I said, I love games that are good and interesting. The only thing I will say about this one, though, in particular, is that it's maybe too real. Like, dial it back a little bit. You know, make it a little funny. Like, please. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, it's a middle school PTSD simulator. I don't know. I like. It's something. I mean, this is like absolutely unimaginably too realistic. Like, I think we've gone too far, I think, with technology. It does feel, in many instances, it literally feels like you're watching like a live leak video of like a cop just walking into like a fucking crack house and just like killing random people. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it's like I feel weird showing you, knowing full well that it's a fucking video game. Like, I know it's a game, right? But I'm still like a little weirded out by showing you this fucking video game. It's odd. I think the only parts that are like not as realistic, surprisingly, is like the ragdoll physics, even though it's in Unreal 5. This one looks good, but there was one upstairs I remember where he shoots a guy. I think it was maybe in the earlier ones. It could have been in like the earlier version too, because I remember watching two versions of this. One like that came out. Yeah, there was one that glitched upstairs when he goes into a room and starts unloading into a dude, and he just like kind of glitches off of like one of the things in the environment. So I was like, oh, thank God it's not real. This is thankfully not a real body camera footage. The lack of HUD and crosshairs what throws me out. I mean, that's normal. Tarkov doesn't have any of that shit either. Like, this is hyper realistic. Milsims are the way. I mean, that's like very the fact that people say this is VR, I don't understand how the fuck, like, I would never play this in VR. Like, I'll be on, I mean, I probably will inevitably, but like, the reality is that if it was a VR game, oh, it's not a VR game. Okay, thank God. Like, there's no way to play this in VR, man. Like, no, that's insane. Just go out and like do a mass shooting at that point. Like, you're literally, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, what do you like really want to do a mass shooting like desperately? Is that what it is? Like, that's why you're buying this fucking game to do. You know what I mean, man? I'm not saying do it, obviously. I'm saying that, like, if this is a fucking VR game, it's basically literally just like for mass shooters. It's basically for mass shooters, like, at that point. Let's not advocate for mass shooting. Man, shut the fuck up. I hate how fucking dense everyone is. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not advocating to fucking do mass shootings, man. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Dial the neurodivergence down 17 notches. I know you're fucking memeing, but there are dumb motherfuckers in here who are not. You're so annoying. Holy shit. chat is the best thing about streaming live, and it's also the absolute worst thing about streaming live. It's like literally. Anyway. A horror game on this engine would be so sick. I think it is. I think it is a horror game. Trainwreck had a decent take on this, like, surprisingly. He said, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but this level of realism in a video game should be heavily moderated in shooters for anyone under a certain age. I hope parents do their jobs. This level of realism for shooting and killing makes me feel uncomfortable, as if I'm watching a real leak from a military police operation. The clear distinction between real and fake is necessary, but this level of realism, in my opinion, gives real credibility to the nonsense politicians have been spewing for years about video games conditioning young people to lose a sense of empathy towards violent tendencies or situations. Yeah. I mean, it is a insanely, profoundly rare train W, but it is true. Like, this shit is a little too much. It's a little too much. It's a bit much. You know what I mean? Will I play it? Yeah. But yo, I'm telling you, as a dev, the military has this, but even better already for training. This looks like airsoft, to be honest. I mean, no, because on airsoft, you have an airsoft gun. This is not an airsoft gun. This is a real gun in the game that you're shooting real people that look super realistic in the game that die. In airsoft, you shoot someone and they go, ow. And then if they don't put their fucking hand up, you shoot them again. And they don't put their hand up, you keep shooting them in the head over and over again until you shoot them so many times in the fucking head that they finally say, okay, fine, fuck you. And then they get mad. It's like, bitch, you should have just put your hand up the first time you got shot. I'm watching you get shot, you know? That's the difference in fucking airsoft versus this. Tell me you watch the airsoft guy without telling me you watch the airsoft guy. Lol. No, it's I do actually. I see too many airsoft. I see way too many fucking airsoft shorts. There was a time and place when my entire YouTube shorts compilations were like literally all airsoft. Or all gun guys. Like the what is it called? The Mosin thumb, as they call it. Like putting a Garand thumb, yeah, putting a singular bullet in a fucking Garand without loading up like a magazine. Shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I'm saying it wrong. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe.